"24 hours, darlings. 24 hours. 24 hours ago, I was sitting here in front of you. I was happy. I was positive. I was upbeat. And the world seemed like a great, happy place full of optimism. 24 little hours further on, just roll forward. And I'm still feeling happy and positive, and the world is still a wonderful place, and it is still full of optimism, and everything is lovely and wobbly and wiggly and wavy. So, I've had a good day, darlings, and I hope you have too, and I hope you're going to tell me all about it, including but not limited to what you've been eating. Of course, I want to hear it all. But I've looked ahead, darlings, and I can see that there are many, many comments waiting for me. And I've got loads of things that I want to talk to you about. So I'm going to launch into the comments with no delay. You watch me. I'm not going to hang around. I'm not going to prevaricate. I'm not going to spend a load of time telling you that I'm going to jump into the comments without actually jumping into the comments. No, not me. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be that person. I am just going to jump straight into the comments and I'm going to damn well get on with it. You watch me. You see if I don't. So I hope we're all clear on that. I hope you are all fully aware that I'm not going to sit here waffling. I'm not going to bang on endlessly about jumping into the comments and getting on with things because I've got stuff I want to talk to you about. No, not me. I'm going to get straight on with it, darlings. Oh, yeah, you watch me. Any moment now, I imagine. Oh, Jimmy Mighty Quinn is the first cab off the rank tonight and says, "Good evening, Boaty, and all good evening to you. Stratospherian." Look, you get the jazz hands. I don't know why. Stratospherian is with us and says, "Usual suspects, JMG." What does that mean? What does that mean? JMG. Oh, JMQ. Oh, sorry, it's Jimmy, isn't it? Jimmy Mighty Quinn. Simone is with us, Hooked on Classics community channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, or I will track you down and sit on your head. Simone is with us and says, "Hello, one and all. Boaty, I had to get new tyres today, only to find out that my front brake pads were worn down to 1 millimeter with a kind of face. Oh, well, I mean, you obviously didn't have a soundy warning thing on them. But I mean, let's take the positives from that. You found out just in the nick of time. So you've escaped disaster. You've averted disaster at the 11th hour. So that's good. That is good. That is a positive thing. Although it means you've had to shell out for brake pads that you probably couldn't afford. But hey ho, there we are. There we are. Peter P is with us. Good evening, Boaty and fellow pufflings. Good evening to you, Peter P. The disintegrating car bird is here. Emma, M11, Emmels, and the Emma lumps. That sounds scary, Simone, Emma says. Thank goodness you found out. Well, indeed. Good evening, Boaty and all. I'm a little subpar this evening, but hey ho. Oh, we send hugs, my lovely. We send hugs, and we hope that you feel less subpar very, very soon. And Simone has bought new pads, so that's good. Barry's here, that guy from SETI Alpha 5. Hello all, how are we? Just got back from the cinema, he goes on. A special screening of Face Off with Nicolas Cage. I laughed my ass off all the way through. Peter P saying hello to Emma and wondering if there were any gems amongst the stones that she stole from the beach. And Karen is here too, says Barry. Holly is with us, the lovely Holly, and says hello to Jimmy and Barry and Peter and Stratospherian and Emma and Simone. This is lovely, isn't it? Barry is such a child, says Karen. He has seen that goddamn film a dozen times, and he and a bunch of other nerds sat there and pissed themselves laughing. I still think it's utterly brainless. Well, I can't pass an opinion on that film because I haven't seen it. And You name a film, I haven't seen it because I don't go to the cinema. I don't watch films. I haven't got a television. So I can't pass an opinion on that. But there we are. Oh dear. How sad. Never mind. Responds Barry. Oh dear. Don't encourage him, Jimmy. He's doing Nicolas Cage impersonations and it's as annoying as hell. Well, just remind him of what you've got in your bedside drawer. That might snap him out of it. I'm going to kick his ass in a while. Well, is his Travolta any better? Asks Peter P. Travolta acts with his teeth, says Barry. He always does, and that's as irritating as fuck too. Can Barry do Tommy Cooper? Asked Jimmy Quinn. It's the way I tell him. Oh no, that was what's his name, wasn't it? Frank Carson. I knew that. Please don't get him started, pleads Karen. He's a 12-year-old in a 42-year-old's body. Oh dear. Oh well, don't tell Hugh Edwards. He'll start getting excited. Oh, political joke at the moment there. I don't do that very often, do I? In fact, that might be the first time I've done a current political joke. Well, I mean, I say joke. It's, it's making light of a very serious subject, and that's probably wrong. Dear, oh dear. But I mean, talk about that if you want. There are questions being asked as to when the BBC were aware of his arrest, why they continued to pay him over £200,000 after he'd been arrested and while he was suspended. I mean, in fairness, legally, they probably didn't have a choice. But, when you look back, and for those who don't know, he did plead guilty today in court to creating and possessing indecent images of children. I'm afraid it's, it's an awful, disgusting, disgraceful thing. I think most of you know that I've got personal history and familial involvement with that. And yeah, it's leaves a sour taste in the mouth, really, doesn't it? Andrew Buttigieg is with us. I was Spotty Butty. A very good evening to everybody, he says. He actually goes into names, but I haven't got time to read them out. I'm sure he doesn't mean Brucey, says Peter P. I think we all need to hear about his Brucey, don't we? Nice to see you. To see you. Oh dear. Is Brucey that fucking aggravating song? Says Karen. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. I'm just in awe at how easily pleased my husband is. Well, don't say that, Karen. He married you. So presumably, don't put yourself down. I'm going to have a slurp of water, darlings. Water. Have you tried it? It's awesome. I drink it and you should too. This live stream is sponsored by, I don't know, God? God. Who creates water? God, yeah. This live stream is sponsored by God. Try his water. You won't regret it. It's been a warm one today, hasn't it, darlings? I hope you're all okay. I hope you're all keeping cool and not getting all hot and bad-tempered. Of course, those of you who live in the antipodes or antipodes, if you prefer, you're probably freezing your tits off. Chin up, Karen, says Peter P. My wife has no sense of humour, says Barry, and I just got called an unt. Emma says everybody loves a happy face. No, Emma, just no. But it's a yes from me. We need to come up with a name for Barry and Karen when we don't know which one of them is speaking. What about Baron? Oh no, Baron or Carrie. Oh dear. Evening all, says Matron. Another blazing hot, sweaty one, and the day's been really warm as well. Emma says basically what Tracy is saying is that she's naked. Feeling peachy, Matron? Asked Peter P. Neil is here. Hello all. How are we? Me and Sophie have just got back from the cinema to see Deadpool. Nice video today, Emma, says Jimmy Quinn. Thank you, Jimmy, says Emma. But I do feel I need to film something car related really soon before all of my subscribers bugger off. Oh, a hidden message from right, let's read that out. Let's read that out. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Barry will be naked when we get home, as I will be beating his ass. Oh, kinky, says Barry. Film the traffic, Emma. That would be different. Oh dear. Turn that frown upside down, Mr. Boaty, says Barry. Hi, how are you all on this lovely night? It's Sophie. Sophie is with us. You frickin' wonker, says Andrew. You had me worried. Sorry. You gobshite Boaty, says Peter P. I swear to God, I'll slap the bejesus out of you when I see you next, says Neil. You scared the crap out of me. Oh, and hey, Holly. Oh, Trisha's here. Good evening, Jason and all in chat. Good evening, Trisha and Paul. And hello to Mr. Boaty, says Sophie. God, that really got me worried then. You got us all. Oh, Jimmy Quinn, thank you. Just paid August sub, says Jimmy. Jimmy is one of the fabulous, amazing people who, well, I'm demonetized and channel memberships are paused. They've been bunging me the channel membership money directly via PayPal. And I'm so grateful to each and every one of you who've helped keep me going. So, Jimmy, thank you very much for August. And we're on a countdown now, darlings, aren't we? It is now, well, it's now under 4 weeks. 3 weeks and 6 days until D-Day. D-Day is the 27th of August. And it can't come soon enough for me. But yeah, seriously, a massive thanks to all who have helped. It's kind of gone quickly, hasn't it? And it also seems like I haven't been monetized forever. To be honest, what I'm looking forward to a lot, probably most, is seeing all of your names highlighted and lit up in the comments. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
It's Mr. Stephen Paddock. I swear to God, you wait until I light a cigarette to ring me.
I think it's because your house is haunted, sir.
Oh, could be. That explains a lot. How you doing, mate?
Not too bad.
Excellent.
Do you have a dice in the house?
A what?
A dice.
A dice? No, I don't actually.
I reckon you buy a dice, right, and when you're done like done now, you do odds and evens where you want to go and throw over dice.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's not a bad idea, actually. Yeah.
You could even do that for the cars or anything. Did you ever watch the Dice Man on the telly?
No. I haven't got
a fishing program.
I haven't got a telly, have I?
So how's your day been, sir?
Fantastic. Fantastic. I won't go into all of it. You'll see, because you'll see pretty much all of it on.
I enjoyed today's video, sir. It's rather good.
Oh, the lunch video.
Yes, rather good.
Did you watch it all the way through?
Yeah, it's rather good, sir.
Yeah, it was, boring to begin with. They always are, but I thought the bit after lunch was, really quite amusing. Mustard was properly on one.
Nice for you, Mustard at times.
He is. He has his moments, doesn't he? Bless him.
Yeah, but you've been making it like a good double act, both of you do.
Oh, bless you. And, it's genuine, isn't it? I mean,
I think that's what people love about watching it. That's why.
I mean, we hit it off from day one. It's a very honest British kind of friendship where we're best mates because we absolutely rip it out of each other.
I also like when like you're feeling down, or he's feeling down, you ring each other.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing I remember about Mustard, it's a long time ago now, I suppose, isn't it? But do you remember when I bumped Stigbert into the curb?
Yeah.
And the next day, without asking or anything, he just drove down here with a full set of wheels. So at least I could get it mobile.
That's nice. It's like when my car caught fire, everybody in the trade gathered together and helped me get the car back on the road.
Oh, brilliant.
In the 90s.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing that you don't forget, isn't it? And like
you don't have that these days much.
All of the welding that he did, because me being.
I mean, he did well getting that for you.
Yeah, because he knew I was stuffed. I mean, he knows how stuffed I was financially and the difference the car would make. And bless
You
him.
can tell sometimes he is a bit nasty. You can tell he is, but he loves his kids to bits. I think it's nice. He's trying to make a good life for them.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, he's got a brilliant relationship with the kids, and they're lovely kids. Bless them. I mean, I'm sure Mrs. Mustard is equally responsible.
She likes to stay off camera now, just to.
Yeah, well, I mean,
that's like a few YouTubers though. That's like salvage rebuilds.
It's like what?
It's like salvage rebuild.
Oh, is it?
On their thing. His wife doesn't want to come on the thing, but the other fella's missus comes on camera sometimes.
It's not for everybody, is it? I mean,
no.
Yeah, I mean, Hubnut's missus is on there all the time, but Matt's missus, furious driving, you don't see
really see it. I kind of like Hubnut because the way the love story came together. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Basically, because of lockdown, he basically moved in and he just never left. Fell for each other more and more.
Yeah.
And he loves the kids to bits.
Yeah. They've got a nice thing going on, haven't they?
Anyway, not long for Mrs. Ticky's coming.
No, their days are flying by. I laundered the pillowcases today, and I'll do the rest of the bed tomorrow, hopefully.
Oh, that's good. How's the garden getting on, sir?
Oh, the garden's looking good. Good. The new guys are good as gold. Very happy with them.
Oh, that's what you want.
Totally.
Anyway, so good evening. Did you ever watch Berdig Manning or Chubby Brown in the days?
Yeah, both of them.
They were brilliant, weren't they?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. At the time, yeah. I mean, obviously, everything looks different when you're looking back on it in hindsight, and you look at it. Well, certainly you look at Berdig Manning now and you really cringe, but that's true of everybody. Jim Davidson's chalky, or even if you look back at stuff like Mind Your Language and
I like Jim Davidson, the Cinderella, the adult one he did.
Yeah.
That was amazing. That one he did. The second one was good, but then the second one was as good.
Yeah, he's a one, isn't he, old Jim?
Yep. And then you also had Jethro.
Oh, I love Jethro.
He was a good shame he died pretty young.
Yeah, he wasn't much of an age, was he? And of course, he was Jim Davidson's best mate.
Yep.
Jim Davidson wrote most of his jokes for him.
Anyway, sir, good evening, you're wanky. Today I had steak for my evening meal.
Again?
Chips and peas.
You rich bugger. That's twice this week.
Roly-poly.
Bloody hell, you do eat well. You and Jimmy Quinn. All right, matey. Have a lovely evening.
Problem, sir.
Catch you later.
Evening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. The lovely Mr. Stephen Paddy from Port Sunlight on the Wirral. Oh, what's that? Oh, Neil, bless you. Thank you. August memberships. Oh, bless you. Thank you. That will all help when we head off to Llandudno. Right, where did I get to? Boaty had the serious trouble face, or it could have been bedtime stories face. Yeah, I use the same face. I use the same face for both of them. Boaty, says Holly, I didn't get to eat my Goodfellas lasagna the other night, so I've just eaten it now, and it was lovely. The best lasagna I've ever had, and I did it in the microwave. What have you eaten today? Well, I had my normal slice of toast for breakfast. For lunch, I made a very small portion of, my Nepali fusion chicken chow mein. And tonight I've got we've got a cheeky midweek staff curry, and in fact I've got 2 portions of it, so that'll cover me for tomorrow as well. And very nice it is too. I had a cheeky slurp when it was still in the pan. I've been doing man things today, says Neil, fixing washing machines and plumbing it back in. Good for you. You're the man for doing man things, aren't you? Emma says, I see JJ seems to be winning the car pole. Yeah, by a country mile. So, yeah, JJ is looking favourite. And as you will see in tomorrow's Daily Diary, as JJ was winning the poll, I've been getting her ready in various ways today. She's looking even better tonight than she has yet. And she's got other things in her. That doesn't sound right, does it? Nothing flash, obviously, but little things that might make a difference. Neil says, Emma, just make sure you take a hazmat suit to combat the mold. There won't be any mold, Neil. There won't be any mold. Hugh Edwards is now living in Jimmy Savile's shack, says Barry. Well, he won't be there for long, will he? Presumably he'll go down for this. What's that? Oh, who's that from? Sorry, I'm just trying to. These are just pinging up in front of me. I just wanted to. Oh, Trisha, bless you. The August thing. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I did offer to clean her up, Neil, says Emma, so long as I could film it, of course. Yeah, but that would mean I'd have to drive around in the world of mould until you got here, and I don't want to do that. And she's been mouldy for too long. She's a splendid filly, JJ is. A really splendid filly. And I love that she's feeling all proud of herself now that she's all tarted up a bit. She's like a homeless woman that you take off the streets, give her a really good bath, give her some nice food, and put her in some lovely clothes and comb her hair and give her a bit of makeup, put her out on the streets, and she'd be able to charge £500 an hour. Well, that's what JJ is like. She's gone from being a heap of mould, sitting unloved in the yard, to being a really high class. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Tracy. Oh, another August membership. Thank you, my lovely. And now she's basically a high class call girl. Bless her. And I get inside her for nothing. I can't say that. It's been a really good day, a really productive day. I've done everything that I needed to, and some things on top of that as well. And that's a great day. I mean, it's a good day if I do everything I should do. If I do other stuff on top of that as well, then it is an amazing day. It has been terribly warm, though, hasn't it? I'm not complaining, though. I am not complaining. If it was like this every day of the year, I'd be a happy chap. I have lived in countries where it does simply get too hot, but the UK isn't one of them. Don't drink water, fish fucking it, says Peter P. I wanted to change my brake pad, says Simone, but it was way too hot. And Andrew's on about do you have a hazmat suit, Emma? JJ is a bit of a health hazard inside. Not anymore. There might be a couple of spots left. But I've shampooed. Right, the whole of the upholstery has been shampooed, apart from my seat, because I've been using the car every day. So all I've got to shampoo now are the carpets and my seat. The passenger seat belt, I haven't done that. Did mine, didn't the passenger one. I've done the rear ones. Most of the headlining is done now, so she's fine. And I've treated her with a load of antibacterial stuff and odor remover, dog smell remover, all of that. She's a nice place to be, and she'll be even nicer by the time that Emma gets her lovely arse up here to Windy Bum. No hazmat suit is required. Holly says, Simone, I don't have any digital connections here, so I sold the TV as it wouldn't have worked. I don't pay a TV license, but they used to keep bullying and harassing me to try and make me pay. I get that, Holly. I get that. I haven't had a television for 8-9 years, something like that, and I still get the letters. I keep getting all the threats about like an official visit and an investigation and all of that kerfuffle and piffle. And I wish that they'd come and do it, to be honest, because I'd film it, and it would be hilarious. Me, a minister at a church, and they're effectively calling me a liar when I've ticked the thing and sent the things off to say no, I don't have a television, and they say, well, we're going to investigate you because we think you're a big fat liar, and I would love to film that. Oh, Peter Pete, thank you very much, bless you. Oh, you're all so sweet. God, yes, it's the 1st of August tomorrow, isn't it? Oh, it's whizzing by, darlings. It's whizzing by, but I don't mind because this summer is not being wasted. And that's one of the things I need to talk to you about, my plans for other things. But I'll get through your messages. Of course I will. My wife says Jimmy Quinn has an excellent sense of humour. She married me. Well, exactly. Markham Motoring is with us. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mark. Bloody cold here, says Ivor Spotty Botty. A nice coating of frost on the ground. Simone quit watching TV 3 years ago and they're still sending the threatograms. They'll keep coming, Simone. They will keep coming. Boaty's farts in the car are also a health hazard. And his stupid games. I don't have any stupid games. I have excellent, interesting, entertaining, well thought out games that I just happen to be rather good at. And Holly gets the threatograms regularly too. Oh, and you've had men knock in the door. Oh, I've never had that. I never open the door as I don't need to for strangers. I've never had a door knock. Simone has had a door knock and told them she wasn't interested. Boaty, did you telephone that man today? I did remind you as requested. If you didn't, you're in trouble. Well, no, I didn't, but I did send a text message that I haven't had a reply to. Just don't describe it as banter. Yes, exactly. Exactly. We don't call it banter, says Emma. We call it badinage, babble and buffoonery around here. Yeah, exactly. And good evening, Mark the Vicar. I'm kind of jealous of Hubnut, says Simone. Wish I could find a sidekick. Well, have a word with Carly. See if she's got any single mates. You never know. Or hawk yourself around that old Twitter thing. That's where Ian and Carly met on Weird Car Twitter on Twitter or whatever it's called these days. Oh, what a love story. Make sure you put everything out to bask before your guests arrive, Boaty, says Andrew. Quite right, too. I have actually been doing that. Stuff has been out there basking. Chinese madam would be proud of me. Neil says, what does a man with a 12-inch member have for breakfast? Well, this morning, Neil, I just had my normal slice of toast. And he goes on and says, this morning I had a boiled egg. There we are. Well, I'll beat you to the punchline there. My wife doesn't appear on camera either, says Mark on Motoring, but I don't push her to. I think it would be like offering up lambs to the slaughter. Captain Mustard is with us right in our midst. Hello, tomato pickers, says he. And we all say, good evening, Captain. I was going for a salute then. Good evening, Captain Mustard, my lovely hairy friend with a beard that never ends. 3. Tell you what, darlings, let's have a glass of wine, shall we? Let's have a little drop of wine. See, that's why I'm not really talking very much. I need the drop of wine to let my mouth really run away with me. That's the problem. Without wine, I just sit there without a clue what to say. Haven't got any words for you. Not a sausage. Here we go. Here we go, darlings. Oh. Marvellous. Marvellous. Oh, frabjous day, Callooh, Calais. slain the Jabberwocky? Hast thou slain the Jabberwocky? I bleeding have. I've properly slain it. Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything more better than what you can. Can you fuck? Yes, I can. Bollocks! It's not, I can, honestly. Anyway, more on that story as it comes in. As long as Mrs. Titties and Mr. Tickle aren't in the caravan at the same time, says Peter P. Sorry, that really has amused me. Mrs. Titties and Mr. Tickle. Oh, wouldn't that be a fantastic title for a lunch video? Oh dear. I'm planning to film my pie video tomorrow, by the way. I've come up with a plot. Plans might change, but that is the plan at the moment. Love Thy Neighbour, says Barry. No way they'd get that on TV now. Absolutely not. Speaking of big members, says Neil. Hello, Mustard. Mark the Vicar laundered his bedclothes today. Got 2 pillowcases to 1 duvet cover. Ooh. Oh, I had noodles today, says Emma. Pad Thai. Oh, and Mark says, good evening, Mustard, from me, Tickle. Everybody saying hello to Mustard. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Simone had pizza for dinner. Mark on Motoring had soup and bread. Cheap lunch, indeed. Are we allowed to know what soup it was? I mean, tin of soup, homemade. What's your favourite tin of soup? Mine is Baxter's beef consomme. I've got an emergency tin in the cupboard there. When I was younger, I used to like tomato soup, but it's just salt and sugar, really, isn't it? And I used to like French onion, but yeah, I think one of my women made soup. I'm trying to think which one it was. Oh, I think it was actually the artist formerly known as Mrs. Boaty. And once you get used to regularly eating homemade soup, tins kind of lose their appeal. 3, 2, 1. Oh, you might not have heard that one. That was a little tickler. Bacon sandwich for lunch, says Jimmy Quinn, and southern fried chicken wraps for dinner. Fish soup here today, says Peter P. When it's the Campbell need doing on JJ? Oh, God knows, Jimmy. God knows. Not a clue. There's no service history with it or anything like that. So, I don't know. When it breaks? Actually, there aren't there 2 on the L series. There are 2 belts of some nature anyway, aren't there? There's the Thingamy belt, and then there's the What's It belt as well. I think I'm right in saying that. I'm quite excited about taking JJ to London now, and I'm excited for her. You know, she's had a rough time of it. Oh, brilliant! Thank you, Neil. Oh, there you are. He's doing his next week, and he'll do mine when it comes up. And there are 2 belts. There's the cam belt and the fuel pump belt. I knew there were 2. Oh, well, there you go. There's the answer to that. When does the cam belt need doing? The next time Neil is up here. Although, bless him, Neil is so lovely. All of the things that he says, I'll do that when I'm next up there. He'd need to be up here for like 6 months at a time to do everything he's talked about doing. Oh, bless him. He's so sweet. Mr. Stephen Paddy says, hope everyone's had a nice day. Mine has been lovely, he says. And he's giving special hopes to me and Emma and Mrs. Greenwood for our pie meal videos, and he's thanking us for keeping you all entertained every night, or keeping you all annoyed, or I don't know, whatever it is that we do. But thank you, Mr. Parry. It's always lovely to hear from you. All this food talk, says Mark the Vicar. My current wife likes a sausage insider. Indeed, indeed. Good to hear you've had a productive day, Boaty. It's nice to be able to feel a sense of achievement, says Mark. And yeah, absolutely. It's been, it's just been a quietly satisfying day. Although I did go out. Oh, God, that's in the daily diary. I did go out because part of the thing of JJ, I went out because I wanted to buy some cheap, just, generic car mats, because there are none in there at all. And I can't afford proper tailored ones or anything like that. But obviously need some overmats in there. Oh, wine burp. And new wiper blades are also needed, especially as it's going to piss down all day Monday and Tuesday. I'm so sorry. So I went into town, didn't I? I went down to Home Bargains, and next to the Home Bargains in town is The Range. So I thought, if Home Bargains haven't got any of their like £1.99 wiper blades, then I'll have to go to The Range and buy their £3.99 wiper blades. But at least I'm guaranteed to get some. Yeah, right. Home Bargains didn't have any at all. The Range had them in every size apart from the one I needed, which on a Rover 25 is 18 inches. I needed 3 18-inch wiper blades, none to be had. And after today's experience, I'm going back to town never ever. So I'll have to try and find some cheap ones on the interweb that can be delivered before Monday morning. I mean, I can't face going back into, oh God. Wait until you see the daily diary, darlings. You'll see what I mean. It was awful. God, people can't drive. Some stupid woman in a big old Audi carefully put all of her shopping into the boot, didn't bother shutting the boot, drove off home with the boot wide open and a shopping piled up in it, and then just drove completely over a curb that she apparently didn't see. And then 4 minutes after that, I was faced by a white van coming the wrong way down a one-way road. It's all in the video, darlings. It's all in the video. With a lot of really annoyed ranting from me. Oh, God, I've never been so glad to get home today. Mark's giving us more info on his cheap lunch, and it was nothing too fancy. Tomato soup with a French stick. Oh, that can be really rather wonderful. Simone is asking Mark if he's going to Restival too. Emma says, when my ex-husband left in 2012, he took the telly. I enjoyed the piece for many years. Little Lemon's nan, and that means grandmother, bought him a telly a few years ago. Little Lemon is the only one who watches it, and then it's only YouTube because it's got no aerial connection. Mark isn't booked for Restival this time, still getting over Festival of the Unexceptional, and he's got a few events booked down south over the next few weeks. Oh dear. Simone's off to a classic car show this weekend at Mount Edgecombe. I was going to say, says Captain Mustard, that I can't stay as I have lots of editing to do. Oh, right. I have an apology to make. It wasn't Nan, it was Dad. So it was Little Lemon's dad what bought him a telly. All right. Sorry. Yeah, I will get some glasses. Mustard couldn't stay because he had lots of editing to do, but he's still here apparently, which is nice. Simone despises Twitter. I remember Simone. Emma says, I'll be anybody's sidekick. I'm easy. There you are. You said it. Mark is discussing shows with Emma because Emma wants to get to some. Mr. Stephen Paddy says, is JJ the car? Is JJ the car something? Is that horny or homey? Sorry, I really do need some glasses, don't I? Better to get a sidekick than get side shuffled, says Peter P. Quite rightly. Just like a Sunday morning, yeah. Holly says, I googled for Frey Bentos all day breakfast pie and found some online, but they've got black pudding in. Do you eat that? I don't, and I won't. No, neither will I. Mark's just finished editing from Saturday and he's having a break before the next one. Mustard's got an Allegro Man video coming out. Chicken soup for the win, says Simone. Got to be me. Haven't seen you for ages. Hello. Finally able to comment after weeks of tech issues on one of my tablets. And the other wasn't working until today, but only charges in a computer port. Have you missed me? Feel free to lie. I've missed you all. Of course we've missed you. Gotta be me. Of course we've missed you. Jason, do you have a video doorbell, as most of us these days do? No, do I, balls? I haven't got a doorbell of any description. Neither would I have one. Well, they're too expensive apart from anything else. Sherry, says Matron. I was wondering where you'd got to. Video doorbells get hacked, says Simone. Everybody's welcoming Sherry. Welcome back. Hi, Sherry. Sherry. Hi, Sherry. Me and Tracy were only wondering about you the other day. Welcome back, says Emma. Andrew says, speaking of missing in action, haven't seen Lloyd or Mark Passad on here for a while. Mark Passad was here last night or the night before, albeit quite briefly. Lloyd you won't see because he and I have fallen out. I'll tell you exactly what happened. It was a couple of Saturdays ago, and my live stream had gone on and on and on. It was that night when I was really, really knackered, and the live stream had been great, but it had gone on so late, and I was really just feeling it. And it was about 1:45 before I got everything finished and I could actually just start to relax. I hadn't had a shower, I hadn't got changed, I was still in my work clothes. And then at 1:45, I got a message from Lloyd saying that he'd sent a couple of links or something beforehand, before the live or during the live, and I hadn't replied to them. And he just sent me this message saying that I was a complete fraud and I didn't give a shit about anybody, and it was all just a show and this and that, and it was all bollocks. And it was kind of the wrong time to send me that message. I'm sitting there. I've had a right hard night at work. I've just done a 2.5 hour live stream, whatever it was. It's 2:00 in the morning. I'm knackered. I'm hungry. I haven't even had a shower. I haven't got changed. And I have to read that shit. And I thought, nah, not having that. So I replied. And it was, I won't tell you all of the reply, but I can tell you that the first 2 words were, fuck you. And he replied to that saying, finally, what was the word he used? A real reply, or a genuine reply. What do you actually know about me? To which I replied, honestly, what I know about you is I really don't need this at 2:00 in the morning when I'm knackered and haven't even had a chance to get a shower, get changed, or eat. and then I blocked him. So yeah, so that's why you've not seen him around in the live streams. He messages various other people to tell them that I'm a liar and a fraud and this, that, and the other. And apparently he wants to have a physical fight with me. And he's given his address to people to send on to me so that I can go round and have a fight with him. So anyway, it's a fun life being a YouTuber, isn't it? It's a fun life being a YouTuber. You get to stay up late, you get to be sleep deprived, and you get a load of people, well, not a load of people, but you get some lovely people deciding that they're having a bad night or had a drink or whatever, so you deserve a right shed load of abuse in the middle of the night. And if you don't reply to that abuse, then you're even worse than you were before. Hey ho. Hey ho. There's so much stuff I want to talk to you about, and I'm going to run out of time. Thank you all for the greetings, says Sherry. I really missed you all. We genuinely missed you as well. Rick B is with us and says, I'm new to your channel and I think it's great. Where did you, well, welcome and thank you very much. Where did your love of rovers come from? I haven't been asked this for a while. Right, my original love of rovers came from my dad having a P5B and a P6 and an SD1. And then I became enamored of the R3, and I've never had one. I've never owned an R3. But when I was at university, some of my rich friends, one had a 216 Vanden Plas, the other one had a 216 Vitesse. And I just thought they were fantastic. I didn't even have a driving license, let alone a car. And then after that, I didn't have a love affair with rovers at all. I might have, no, I didn't really have a love affair with rovers at all. I became a little bit successful and I had a love affair with Ferraris and Lamborghinis and Rolls Royces and Bentleys and whatnot. And the rover thing only started again, what, 3 years ago, something like that. And the only reason I bought a rover was because they were, and probably still are, the cheapest car of their type. So if you want a comfortable automatic barge with an amazing specification, then a Rover 75 is the cheapest way to get one of them. It was my first Rover in my current period, Rover 75. I didn't even choose it. I was into banging. You know, at this point, I've been taken. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. I said it's JJ horny now. It's cleaned up.
Oh,
what I was trying to say, sir.
Yeah, very horny
All right,
indeed.
no problem, sir. Have a good evening.
Cheers,
Bye-bye,
buddy. So yeah, I've been taken poor. I was doing bangonomics at this point. You know, you buy a dirt cheap car, you run it until the MOT runs out or it breaks, and then you get another one. But my mechanic was a mechanic to the trade only, and he'd been my mechanic, you know, from when I first moved up here, and I was doing cars from home. After I retired, I was still doing the odd few to keep my hand in, and just for the sheer fun of it, it's what I do. And he used to keep me supplied with cars, and I just took whatever he gave me. And at some point, he gave me a Rover 75, and he said, "Here you go. Here's your next one." He said, "It's all right. This one." I sold it to the guy. He's lost his license, drink driving. It's 220 quid. It's got a couple of months MOT on it. He said, and it'll pass the next one. I said, right, fine. So gave him 220 quid. And it was, well, for those of you who remember, it was Sir, oh God, what did I call him? Sir Arnold Robinson. So Rover 75, Connoisseur SE, CDTI 131 PS automatic, all the options and everything. All I could remember about Rover 75s is when they were brand new, I hated them. I thought they were absolute crap. Wouldn't have had one in a million years. But when I'm driving this for 220 quid, I'm thinking, well, this is all right, isn't it? I mean, it's automatic, always my preference. It's doing 50 to the gallon. It's got leather. It's got electric heating, memory seats. It's got dual climate control. It's got this, that, the other, cruise control, you name it. And I thought, well, yeah, this is quite cool. And so that was when I started thinking that I still didn't have a love affair with Rovers, but I thought, in terms of bang for your buck, that's amazing. And I just kept half an eye open. And then I got the Honourable HJ Rover from a Facebook group, and he was a 45. And again, the guy had owned him from new, full service history. The guy had spent thousands and thousands of pounds on it, didn't have space for it anymore, and offered it literally for scrap money, which was 240 quid then. So me and Chinese Madam hopped on a train, went to wherever it was, brought HJ back. Then Chinese Madam wanted the car. And so at that point, we had two silver Rovers. She wanted a Rover. So we bought the Honourable, or she bought the Honourable Sheeson. And that was it. And I just kept, and if you want a mid-engine rear-wheel drive sports car, the only one of those that you can get for 1,000 quid is an MGF or an MGTF. So, and I bought the Rover Tourer, and I just thought that they were the most bang for your buck. But of course, since then, I genuinely have got a love affair with them. I've come to appreciate them. My dealership, my car dealership, was 6 miles down the road from Longbridge, where they were built. There's the family history with them, the Birmingham history, and I've caught Mustard's thing of falling for the underdog. Really, they're much better cars than they've ever been treated as. They're God knows they're not perfect by a long way, but and they've just kind of fallen by the wayside, and they were the last mass British manufactured car and all of that sort of thing. So I adore my little fleet of Rovers now, and I would very happily add to them. Anyway, welcome, Rick. It's really nice to have you here with us. He's a little behind in the comments, as usual, says Matron, but he will read yours when he gets to it. Now you're all talking about doorbells. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Da, da, da. Neil says, can I throw my hat in the ring and can I have a fight with Boaty? You gave me a Chinese burn, just make the most of that. Wrong time, says Holly. You should never have sent that. How rude. Oh, there we are. It happens. It happens. I would love to have a fight with Boaty, says Emma. Emma, you'd kill him, says Neil. But Peter P says, yeah, but what a way to go. Suffocation via the Emma lumps. That would make a great video, says Emma. Neil says, I'm still torn about getting an LS430. Now, I would love an LS430. I've had multiple LSs, but not a 430. All of mine were 400s, Series 1s, Series 2s. I went through a massive Lexus phase. I had them all simultaneously. I had the LS, the RX, the IS, the RX. Hang on, what did I had? Yeah, I had the 2-litre. I had the IS or whatever it was called, the funky little 2-litre thing with the really cool dash. I had the what was it? GS 300. That's right. As I say, I had multiple LS 400s. I had a really flash import one that had everything on it like you wouldn't believe. I had a lovely Series 1 in silver that I did one of the road trips to San Sebastian in. That was fabulous. What a thing that was. There are pictures of that on Facebook. And I had a couple of RXs. My original RX was an import, so technically it was badged as a Toyota Harrier, but it was a Lexus RX import version, really cool, flappy paddles. And then I had a later RX that I had for a long time, my Harry, my RX 300. I had that forever. I bought that when I was still very married, and that lasted all through the marriage and long after. I still had that when Boo and I got together. And in fact, that lasted, I didn't sell that until Boo and I had split up. That must be the car I've owned longer than any other. It was a sensationally good car, absolutely fantastic car. So yeah, I've never even driven a 430. I would love to. P5B is the majestic one, says Mark on motoring. P6 is the technical masterpiece, and the SD1 is what Rover was capable of under British Leyland with no money. I'd love any of them. Me too, to be honest. P5B for me, Mark, says Simone. Boaty dies with a smile on his face and smelling lemony fresh. Everybody's agreeing with that the P5B is the way to go. Oh dear. Mark's telling Neil to go for it. You only live once, and why not after all? It's the Japanese Mercedes. I would argue it's better than a Mercedes. Oh, now you're all talking about which... Oh, okay. All of your Rovers are shit, says Jimmy Quinn. The 416 is beautiful, says Neil. I like the 416. I would buy the 416. Over 30 watching and not many likes, says Emma. Please hit the like button. Well, if you wouldn't mind, that would be very kind. Thank you. I'd be grateful. And Jimmy's saying, yeah, don't forget to like. Don't forget to like. My dad loved his Rover, says Neil, and they rubbed off on me. I've now got a 45 that matches his old silver 400, and he's as excited as me about it. He's already chomping at the bit to have a drive in it. We're heading out, says Baron or Carrie. See you all later. Have a great night. Boaty, says Mark, I've been offered an MGF and an MGTF for review. Definitely interested in trying them, as I do like anything that's aspirational exotica for the working classes. What a great way of putting that. Make sure that makes it into the video. Oh, and you can have this for nothing as well. Another phrase for the video, the Longbridge Lamborghini. Because if you drive an early MGF and you've driven a 1980s Lamborghini, you will see a lot of similarities. The first time in the modern era I drove an MGF was when I drove down to Southampton to collect wet leg from the Isle of Wight. And I said in the video multiple times in the driving it home video that the only thing on my mind was I feel like I'm driving a Lamborghini. Honestly, you'll think I'm talking cack. I promise you I'm not. The drive home in that MGF, first time I'd driven one for however long it was, 20 years, whatever it was. In my mind, it was exactly like the first time that I drove a Lamborghini Countach. Exactly the same. All of the same issues. Cramped, can't find a way to get my legs in. The pedal box is too cramped. Everything is recalcitrant and hard work. You've got an engine buzzing away right behind your head. Honestly, sounds ridiculous to compare the two, but I promise you, if you've driven them both, there are similarities, as there probably are in any, mid-engine sports car with a relatively tight cabin. Oh, and the lack of brakes. That was the other thing. Obviously, in Minge Bag now, I've got the big 5-pot caliper conversion on there. So Minge Bag stops on a sixpence. But the original MGF brakes were off a Metro. So guess what? They don't work. And exactly the same thing in a Countach. Exactly the same thing in a Countach. That's got no bleeding brakes either. Simone's off to sleep now and says to Tara, it is that time. Oh, it's time to go, and I've not talked about anything that I wanted to talk about. I'll whiz it in at the end and we can talk about it another night. Oh, and Peter P is he got in before me, the Longbridge Lamborghini. Sherry, I'll put some photos on the poll, don't worry. Boaty's top tip for a life of happiness, says Mark. Want a successful marriage? Buy a Lexus. Well, you could do worse. Mustard says, by the way, there's an E45 in the yard. Carl paid for it, and I might have fixed it already. Oh, right, okay. Oh, Casbah, Karen and Barry combined. You skimmed over those comments earlier. I wondered what you were all on about. That's brilliant, Casbah. That is brilliant. Okay, now we've got it. Casbah. Perfect. Remind me of that. In fact, that might even go into tonight's title. Now we're talking about head gaskets. Right, splendid. I've caught up with the comments. Right, the only things I wanted to mention, darlings, and I will mention them before I bugger off. Night all, says Peter P. And yeah, do say you good nights. We're going to get off at a reasonable time tonight, darlings. I'm not going to keep you here longer than you need to be here. Get outside, have a breath of fresh air on this hot old night. But the things I wanted to talk to you about, I've got a new trip planned. I wish Alan Simpson was here at the moment, but he's not. Or if he is, he's not commenting. But hopefully he'll watch it at the end. I've banged on about Little Chefs many times. Alan is a fellow obsessive. And we were saying the other night that my favourite Little Chef was my most regular one from childhood, which was Quatford on the I think it's the Kidderminster to Bridge North Road. And I had a couple of minutes today and I was doing a little bit of online research, and I found out that after being near derelict for a while after it closed as a Little Chef, it's now like a roadside fish and chip diner, a very well-established one. And I've followed them on Facebook and looked at their website, and I'm going to go there. I'm going to make a video talking about all my memories of Little Chefs in general, and that particular one. And I'm going to have a pilgrimage there, and I'm going to have a lunch at what used to be the Quatford Little Chef, and it's now a place called Mark's. Mark's at Quatford, if anybody wants to search for it on Facebook. It's a lovely spot. It'll be a real trip down memory lane for me, and I'm really excited about doing it. So that's going to be a Monday trip. If anybody is free and would like to join me and make it a community meet, I would love to have your company. And the plan would then be to indulge in another one of my obsessions and take another little trip down memory lane. And from the Little Chef, we would take the short hop and a skip to Bridge North, where we would go on the relatively recently reopened funicular railway from Lowtown to Hightown and vice versa. Pardon me? Oh, Neil's up for it. Neil will try and elbow that into his busy schedule. Not a million miles from you, Neil, is it? So yeah, that would be a Monday community meetup. Lunch at what was once the Quatford Little Chef, and then on to Bridge North for a walk around the town and a trip on the Bridge North funicular railway. So, oh, I'm so sorry. I do apologise. I don't do it on purpose. I don't do it gratuitously. Nice word that. Write it down. It just pops out when I'm talking. You know, when your mouth is open and your vocal cords are operating, you've got no chance of stopping a burp when it comes. It's just going to come out and interrupt your sentence. Oh. So that's the one thing, and I'm really excited about it. Oh. And I'm going to tie it in with another thing. It's going to be a three-way doings. It's also going to be the search for a Mr. Dave's, because while I'm in that part of the world, I'll track down a Mr. Dave's Boaty, and I'll bring that back as well. Because as you know, I haven't had a Mr. Dave's since forever. And that's going to be another official community food. Oh, so that's going to be an amazing day. And I'm going to do that genuinely, hold me to this, on the second free Monday that I have from now. I've got Mondays, some Mondays are booked up. Nice one there. Yeah, I've got a few Mondays booked up, but on the second available Monday that I've got, that is what I'm going to do. And I would love it if anybody would like to join me. Don't worry if you can't. I'll do it on my own. I'll make a video and I'll still be very happy. But if anybody would like to join me and make it a community thing, I would absolutely love that. You know, could even stay a bit later in the evening if somebody wanted to come to Bridge North for a little bit of a drink and a get together, like in the evening. So if you're working Monday, but you could come and we could all meet up in a pub or whatever in Bridge North on the Monday evening, and I can not drink and, you know, drive. If it's a Monday, I can drive home anytime, as long as I'm back in time for the live stream, or even if I'm not, like when I went to Wales, then that would be great. I'd love to do that. So that's going to be on the second available Monday. What's going to happen on the first, I hear you ask? Well, it's another joint obsession thing. Right. For some reason, I was up early today, darlings, water. And I was looking into monorails, another thing I was fascinated and obsessed by as a kid. And I was wondering what monorails are left in the UK now. So many have gone. My local one was the Merry Hill monorail, opened in 1991, closed in 1996. Like many of you, I've got memories of the monorail at Alton Towers that takes you from the car park to the actual park. And I believe that is still there and operating. And many Butlins used to have a monorail, I seem to recall, and other theme parks and whatnot. But like cable cars that used to be all over the place, sorry, so many of them seem to have bit the dust. So I'm doing a search for UK monorails, as in what are left that are remaining. What did I find? Great Yarmouth has got a monorail. Great Yarmouth Pleasure Beach, Norfolk Pleasure Beach, whatever you want to call it, there's a monorail there. And there's the roller coaster that I really need to go on. So that made the decision for me. Throw a monorail into the mix. I've got a stupidly economical car now. So the first available Monday I've got, I'm going to Great Yarmouth. And again, if anybody would like to come and join me there for lunch or in the afternoon or in the evening, I would love you to join me. And it's basically going to be all about the monorail and the roller coaster. So there you go. those are the plans that I just wanted to talk to you about because I'm really excited about them. Monorail and a roller coaster. I can't. The last time I was on a monorail must have been at Alton Towers, when me and the artist formerly known as Mrs. Boaty took the kids. So it's not all that long ago, but it's going to be over. It's going to be over 10 years. So monorail and roller coaster, count me in. I'm all over it. There'll be a chippy lunch by the sea. And I don't care that it's in Great Yarmouth. I drive for fun. Give me a 4-hour drive. As long as I've got a radio, I'm a happy boy. No problem at all. The only problem is the expense. I've got JJ. I can drive to Great Yarmouth and back for about £4.34. It might actually turn out to be a little bit more than that. But the point is, it might be viable, and I plan to do it. I plan to do it, darlings. There's not much of this summer left. We're in August. Pinch Punch, first of the month, White Rabbits, etc. We're in August now, darlings. Before you know it, it's going to be fucking Christmas. Let's make the most of the summer that we've got left, and before the nights get short and it gets cold and we're all having to prostitute ourselves to pay for the gas. Let's make the most of it. So some of the Mondays are already booked up. Super excited about them. But Great Yarmouth, come and join me if you would like to. And then Quatford and Bridge North. So there you go. All right, I'm going to let you go, darlings. I'm going to let you go. So Mark saying good night, everyone. Everybody's saying good night. Good night, Andrew. You laughed the countdown tune then. Emma says, yes, Great Yarmouth does have a monorail. It's not huge, though. It's not size that counts, Emma. You know what I mean? The best monorail experience is at Chessington Zoo, says Stephen Knight. Is it really? Now, there was one at Chester Zoo as well. I don't know if that's still there. And I want to get obsessed about chairlifts as well. Hopefully, again, before the year is out, I'm going to have a chairlift experience, darlings, and it's going to be a chairlift experience with Emma, I believe, if we can pull that together. But there's also a chairlift, or there used to be, at Dudley Zoo. I wonder if that's still there. So Dudley Zoo might have to factor into things as well. Right, that's it. I'm going to bugger off, darlings. It's midnight. It's been a lovely live stream. Thank you so much for your company. I really appreciate you. It is there and working wonders, says Neil. Right, that's it. Dudley Zoo's going on the list as well, because chairlifts, funicular railways, monorails, roller coasters, it's all cable cars. It's oh God. Come on, how can you complain about life? There are all these possibilities. We just need to pay for them and work our asses off and make sacrifices. Look, I'm drinking water. Oh. Anyway, right, that is going to be it. What day is it? Wednesday, Thursday. Right, Thursday. Right. Okay, so tonight, Thursday night, it's me and Emma, innit? It's a joint live stream, darlings. It's the two of us. It's not just me wittering on at you. You get to see the beautiful Emma, and you get to get your comments read out properly. And she doesn't fart all over you and burp and all of that sort of thing. So what a treat for you that will be. So thank you for joining me today. And please do tune in tomorrow night. Same time, same place, 11 o'clock, Thursday Night Live. But you get the lovely Emma. You lucky, lucky people. So really, really hope to see you then. Thank you again for tonight. It's been absolutely fabulous. Thank you to all of you who, gosh, there were, 4 of you. Bless you. Thank you for the August channel membership subscription replacement thingies. Really helps. Thank you so much. Incredibly grateful. And yeah, please join me and Emma tomorrow night, 11 o'clock. Have a safe and peaceful night. Have the best day that you possibly can tomorrow. 1st of August, take a little bit of joy wherever you can. And maybe think about whether you can join me and hopefully some others on any of these little get-togethers that I was kind of mentioning. But yeah, so safe and peaceful night. Have the best day you can tomorrow. Above all, take really, really good care of yourselves. All the love in the world from me, but you, and indeed, a monorail boss.